At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Frank, when you think Fareway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fareway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
The Iowa Girl is in the spotlight, and it's shining from Fort Dodge, Iowa, and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament. It's semifinal time for Class 2A as our 5:45 game gets ready to go between the Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont Rockets and the Audubon Wheelers. The 2A semifinal tonight here in Fort Dodge. And if it's anything like game number 1, we have ourselves a fantastic game to go here in Class 2A. Along with Laura Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here. Laura is out finding out what happened in that exciting game in Van Meter in walk-off fashion. And it was an extra inning game, which is kind of ironic in a way. EBF is known for one of the most long games in state tournament history back in 2017 in a 16-inning event. They're hoping to play just 7 tonight. We'll see how it goes between Audubon and EBF as we take a look at the road to state in the sense of this is how we got to the championship. EBF, they knocked out Northeast, the 2 seed in the quarterfinals. Kate Schaefer was 2 for 4 in that game, 2 doubles and an RBI. And Audubon, 28-4, they sent West Monona to the consolation round with a 4-3 win in the quarterfinals. And it's Riley Miller with a walk-off double in that contest. These are 2 teams that are really... Audubon is combined with IGHSAU EHK. They have 3 players there from the neighboring community. And they are combined here to make a little bit of history at the state tournament. Both of these teams trying to find their way as they make their way through. They will play in the championship game at 5 o'clock on Friday. And they will play Van Meter, who won on a walk-off home run by an 8th grader. You heard the end of that call. If you haven't seen it, go to the end of the previous stream, and you will see how that one ended. And these 2 teams have had to sit around a lot today. We had an 82-minute rain delay. First it was lightning, then it was rain. And then we've had some games go a little bit longer or take a little bit longer. And we still have 1 more to go on this field, and they're playing over on the other diamond right now, and that's the other 3A game, Benton and Assumption. At last check, Assumption had taken the lead and knocked out the starting pitcher for Benton. And the winner of that game will play Williamsburg at 2:30 for the finals. As you see the 2 teams going through some of their pregame warm-ups as they have to get warmed up a little bit. And the weather is, at this point, we understand there's been some spot showers all over the state today, and including we've had some here, but right now it's 77, cloudy, overcast skies. Light wind out of the north-northeast, but not really much of a factor here as all the Audubon red settling in and the EBF black. We will step away here for a moment. When we come back, we'll have our starting lineups. We'll meet the non-starters and get you ready for softball here from Harlan and Hazel Rogers Softball Complex on the north side of Fort Dodge. Back in a moment here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Frank, when you think Fareway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fareway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, Executive Director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the Girls State Softball Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing state tournament. This tournament not only showcases Iowa's elite teams, but the athletes competing here today are among our nation's best and brightest. And Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive. Our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to recognize both, all while supporting and lifting up the Iowa girl.
With the help of the Iowa Farm Bureau, we celebrate students' efforts not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. The Iowa Farm Bureau is committed to your success and supports our organization and the Iowa Girl. Through millions of dollars they provide in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence.
As Iowans, we have a lot to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing here today or a fan tuning in, we all play an important role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations to your school on a terrific season, and good luck in the tournament games.
starters for the Rockets. Leading off, the junior, first baseman, number 1, Molly Shaver. Batting second, the junior, the second baseman, number 11, Kate Shaver. Batting third, the senior, the shortstop, number 12, Megan Lobrick. Batting fourth, a freshman, the right fielder, number 5, Sadie Yeager. Batting fifth, the senior, the center fielder, number 20, Amaya Wagaman. Batting sixth, the junior, the catcher, number 21, Kaylee Elm. Batting seventh, the freshman, the pitcher, number 17, Lainey Patterson. Batting eighth, the junior, the third baseman, number 34, Ella Ray. Batting ninth, a senior, the DP, number 35, Sydney Colette. And the flex player, a senior, number 7, correction, playing left field, number 24, Haley Boyer. Head coach for Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont is Tony Fenton. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Wheelers. Number 15, Joey Rasmussen. Number 16, Jordan Alford. Number 17, Mia Gus. Number 18, Emma Brand. Number 20, Lucy Sanderson. Number 22, Maya King. Number 25, Peyton Gus. Number 26, Alyssa Tesbro. Number 27, Riley Peterson. The assistant coaches are Chris Overmeyer and Hannah Jacobson. Now let's meet the starting lineups for the Wheelers. Batting first, the senior, the center fielder, number 10, Maddie Nielsen. Batting second, a freshman, the shortstop, number 12, Terrence Peterson. Batting third, a senior, the catcher, number 3, Jordan Porsche. Batting fourth, a freshman, the pitcher, number 4, Riley Miller. Batting fifth, the senior, the first baseman, number 5, Alexis Overmeyer. Batting sixth, the senior, the second baseman, number 6, Addie Hooker. Batting seventh, the senior, the third baseman, number 1, Michelle Brooks. Batting eighth, a sophomore, the left fielder, number 7, Anna Larson. And batting ninth, the senior, the right fielder, number 13, Gemini Goodwin. Head coach of the Wheelers is Andrea Schwery. Ladies and gentlemen, our umpires for this contest. At first base, Jason Lewis. At third base, Travis Diddick. And calling the ball for strikes, Aaron Schmidt. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play state tournament softball.
It's the battle of two freshman pitchers for Audubon and EBF. Coach Tony Fenton there. He's been at the state tournament before. Andrea Schwery here bringing Audubon in her 5th season as a head coach, first here at Audubon. And Laura Leonard, I know this is always a good time. We'll let you get into the flow of things. But as always, double duty here on the semifinals to get ready for the finals. But tonight, we have 2A on Friday. This is a good opportunity to see two teams that, you know, we kind of expected Audubon as a 2 seed to be in the semifinal game, but it's that 7 EBF that kind of throws off some of your prep. But what's the old saying? Something about you got to play them or something?
You got to play them, yeah. You got to play all of them. And you can't just look at the paper and go, here's who's going to be in the championship.
What fun would that be?
It wouldn't be any fun because this is, as we have always said, probably the best state softball tournament in the country, and just the emotions that we have seen throughout the week, and even just today in the game we just saw finish, it means a lot to these girls.
That was a look at Riley Miller. She's 15-2 with a 1.22 ERA. Laura, as we get to the smaller classes, the ERAs get down there too. Any reason why?
I think that pitchers nowadays, they work on their craft so much, and over the winter that they are maybe that much further ahead of these hitters down at this level, and I just think pitchers are pitchers, and if they have good stuff, you can get hitters out.
As we approach a Wednesday night, first pitch is at 7:13 for a game that was supposed to start at 5:45. So we still have one more. We were supposed to do a game that started at 7:30, so get comfortable, everybody. We still have some primetime softball for you tonight on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. The first pitch is a strike, and so is the second. To Molly Schaefer, the junior, one of twins. Her sister Kate is on deck. Molly is a four-sport athlete and pretty good in a lot of other sports. She's going to play volleyball at UNI, but right now softball is the sport. And she bats here in the top of the first at-bat of this semifinal game, and a 1-2 pitch coming from Riley Miller.
That's one of the other things that I think we like about these Class 1A, 2A, 3A games. There's a lot of multi-sport athletes, and they are very good at all the sports that they participate in. And to be able to see Molly Schaefer being able to go up to Northern Iowa and play volleyball up there, a very good quality Division I team. It's so nice to see that these players have the freedom to be able to play different things, and college coaches love that.
This is a game between EBF and Audubon. EBF is Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont, south and east of Des Moines. Audubon would be west. Albert the Bull, right?
Albert the Bull, yeah. Used to do a little business over there and give a little nod to Albert the Bull every time I drive into town.
The 3-2 is lifted foul and out of play for EBF. Eddyville, you drive right there on 63 after you go out of Oskaloosa. One of my favorite parts of that drive in southeast Iowa, where you come up over the hill and you just get this high view, because you've been driving pretty flat for quite a while, and then all of a sudden you come out around Eddyville, and whew.
They have the Eddyville Raceway down there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun to see that thing lit up at night sometimes. What's the color of Albert's eyes?
Ooh,
right? Isn't that always a debate?
Is that? I don't know. I never got that close.
I think that's in a recent Iowa PBS show. You have to Google that one. The 3-2 coming out of Molly Schaefer, and she is making the most of her first at-bat. And that's a called third strike on the outside part of the plate for out number one.
Boy, and I think Schaefer knew it, too. It was just right on the edge. It was right on the corner of the plate. She was hoping there was going to be a ball, but she headed right back to the dugout.
So that'll bring in Kate Schaefer. First pitch swung, put into play, right behind short, and it's going to be gloved by Taryn Peterson, and the incredible stretch arms there. What a play!
And the footwork was incredible as well, as she had to go one way initially and then pivot and go the other way, get it back over the other shoulder.
That'll bring in Megan Labrick, the senior shortstop. First pitch, strike. We're going to be playing these games under the lights here tonight. That pitch is hit high to right, but playable for Jermaine Goodwin for out number 3. We played half an inning, no score.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, We work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passion and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. The Rockets go 1-2-3. The Wheelers roll in. They'll send Maddie Nielsen, Taryn Peterson, who made an out, and Jordan Porsche. If anybody gets on, it's Riley Miller. Audubon in their fire engine red uniforms. I said this earlier today to one of the Audubon fans. I said, anybody left in town? Because, I mean, it sure looks like everybody, or it certainly looked like that in the quarterfinal. He goes, yeah, it's about 50. But they all have their red on, and they are all over the diamond. They had to wait a long time. They were kind of mixing with the blue of Van Meter down that sideline as that game went long, and EBF in their black and gold.
Well, that's what, weather delays cause problems. Is this tournament usually runs on time, and it's very structured, and we don't ever get really far behind. There's been a few occasions that we've been here late into the night, but, a little bit of lightning and a little bit of rain will certainly change things up.
Popped up on the infield, playable for the shortstop, Labrick, who makes the grab for out number one. Yes, we've been regaling in tales about late nights, early mornings here. EBF involved in that game. Chris Andringa, who will help us with all the numbers, facts, figures, trends during the game, sits with us on the championship broadcast. Hit up the middle for Taryn Peterson for the game's first hit and first base runner.
She did not waste any time on that one. Went right after it, able to climb the ladder with that pitch and drive it right back up the middle.
So Jordan Porsche will come in, the senior catcher. Audubon, 28-4 on the season. First pitch misses from Batterson. Laney on the season, 22-11, 3.34 ERA. That pitch is swung on and missed. Now, EBF's record is a little deceiving if you want to get into the details here. 22-13, in which Coach Tony Fenton said, hey, we struggled early on. We had a lot of girls involved in the state track meet. Chopper foul. And that carryover just kind of took us a little bit while to kind of get the engines going. And a lot of multi-sport athletes you'll hear throughout the game. We saw EBF at the state basketball tournament this year. Fouled back, and honest to goodness,
right
there.
at you.
Porsche's down 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Runner at first is Peterson. That pitch is low, dug out of the dirt by Helm. Laney Batterson grabs a hold of that black towel in her right back pocket. Grips the ball, spins it. Hit towards second. Flip over to short for to Lobrick, back over to first. Not in time, but the lead runner is taken out on the fielder's choice.
They turned it as perfectly as they could have. It was a nice backflip and a good drag of the toe over across second base. Just could not turn it quick enough to double them up.
So Peterson is out. Porsche will go to first, trade places with her, and that'll bring in Riley Miller. Helm again takes it out of the dirt. Calls for time from home plate umpire Aaron Schmidt. The pitch. Good-looking one off the corner of the plate, and that's thrown into almost center field. Lobrick was there to back up the throw.
That's why you're always moving. You always have your eyes on the ball. You can't look down. You just have to be engaged in the game, and that saved them. That a base runner could have moved up one more base.
Talk about it in Little League. You always hear, back up the pitcher, back up the pitcher. Which gets me to my next point. Jordan Porsche was the third-place hitter. She wears number 3. Riley Miller is the fourth-place hitter. She bats 4th. Alex Olbermeyer wears number 5. She bats 5th. It's like the old Little League lineup when you first have the team and you just bat in the number of the order of their jerseys. That's the batting order.
I thought
Follow
that's
the
how
next
you did
kid.
it. I thought that's how you did it. And then you start seeing numbers like 98 and 71, and I think I saw an 81 the other day.
Hit towards second. Gloving it is Schaefer over to Schaefer. And that is the end of the Audubon first inning. 1 hit, 1 left, 1 played, no score.
Frank, when you think Fareway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fareway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
EBF comes to the plate here in the second with Sadie Yeager, Wagaman, Helm, Batterson, Ray, and Collett. EBF in the black uniforms. Gold numbers, Rockets in cursive on the front. Audubon in their red with whiter pinstripes, so I guess you just call them stripes. And also the same font that the Rockets had, but it's Audubon instead. First pitch from Miller is high. Yeager plays right field. She's also a freshman, bats .395.
You got a freshman right in the middle of your lineup, so that tells you a little something about this team, that a lot of younger talent playing very important positions in an important spot in this batting order.
Miller's 2-0 changeup is a swing and a miss. As Yeager comes back into the box there, you can see her in the front 1/3, watches another off-speed pitch, same place that she swung and missed. She laid off on this one, and the count continues in her favor. 3 balls and a strike.
Coaches like to see that too from players, where they can make those in at-bat adjustments, and knowing that they swung at a bad pitch, they come right back with it, they lay off of it. So that tells you that the hitter is always thinking, always trying to make that adjustment.
That one backs up to catch the plate, and the count is full now. Miller winds and fires. Low ball 4. So Yeager will go down to first for a leadoff walk here in the second. Elia Wagaman going to play basketball at William Penn. 3 sports she's been to state in. She shows bunt, pitches high from Miller.
I think early on you want to get that runner in scoring position, and so they're asking the middle part of their lineup to possibly sacrifice here, get that runner down to second.
Bunt again shown. It's down in front of the plate. Third base charge, gloves, throws. And no throw because no run, as Yeager will stay at second. Brooks crashed, threw it to Obermeyer for the out. Sacrifice is successful, moves Yeager to second.
Wow, she hustled down that first base line, almost beat that out. What a great effort by Wagaman.
And it was in a good spot too for that. And it was actually, I don't know, should that maybe have been the pitcher's ball as it get rolled away from third? But that first pitch to Kaylee Helm is fouled back into the net.
You know, it's all about decisions and all about communication as well. When the ball's in play, you have to be talking on the infield. Somebody's got to take charge, and that's what they did. And they did get the out.
The 0-1 is in the dirt, dug out by Porsche. The pitch. Change up, fouled back into the net. Pitchers in their control, Laura. A lot of times you'd always get nervous, again, in the youth level with pitchers throwing it low because the catcher couldn't get it. But now you do that on purpose all the time. Catchers are so well trained to dig those things out, and it changes the batter's eye. Hit in the air towards right. Drifting out is the second baseman, Hooker, to make the out, which is number 2. Right, because we talk about the eye change, right, a lot with the batter.
Changing the eye level, because if you're constantly throwing that rise ball, batter's going to continually look at it and look for it there, and you have to try to move that ball around the zone, up and down, inside and out.
Patterson fouls it off into the glove of Michelle Brooks for the third out. No score here from Harlan and Hazel Rogers on the Mid-American Digital Network, provided by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Swing's the place for you!
Welcome back to Harlan and Hazel Rogers here. The official state tournament merchandise is now available. Time to get those smartphones out. We'll tell you all about that in the next inning break. So we're in the bottom of the second here. So those fans look like they needed they needed a rain poncho earlier. They haven't needed their sunglasses today.
No, it's been kind of nice and cool up here. Usually we're sweating and it's hotter than blazes, but it's been very nice.
Ground ball to Ray. She's across to Schaefer, and Obermeyer is out. You must not have looked at the forecast for Friday then.
Oh, it's going to get hot again.
Sunny and upper 80s, lower 90s. We'll get our sweat on Friday with 3 championship games.
I will still bring my blanket and my sweatshirt, though, for the evening games.
That's right. That's right. Addie Hooker, who made the last out of the Wheelers' second, now bats. She swings and misses at that one. Coach calls her very coachable. Always like to see that when a player's called that. Off speed, just outside.
Well, you know, I think in this day and age, you have so many coaches growing up in the little leagues, and you hear so many different things of how to do things, and you should do it this way. No, that way is not the right way. Do it my way. And, I think a player has to decide what's going to work best for them, but be able to take some coaching and be able to adjust their game to make them as good as they can be.
2-2 is punched to Kate Schaefer. Gloves throws over to Molly for out number 2. And especially, it's one thing to have a different coach in one sport, but you have all the other sports, and there's different ways to approach maybe the mental side, maybe the mental preparation, the physical preparation, the scouting. Changes from sport to sport.
And I think you have to, as an athlete, adapt to, if you are a multi-sport athlete, you have to adapt to your coach, just as a coach has to adapt to you. And so you have to be able to figure things out and be able to take it in and not be offended by what a coach is telling you. And they're just trying to make you better. And I know sometimes we all have, as an athlete, have a coach say something to you and you go, no, that's not the way I'm going to do it. I mean, you become a little bit like, no, I know the right way. But really, for the most part, most athletes are open to hearing what the coach has to say to help them become a better player.
Michelle Brooks is now batting for Audubon, and she's ahead in the count, 3 balls and a strike. And another adjective to describe her by coach is coachable. So back to back. But the 3-1 is hit at Schaefer, who hits inside her glove, goes up in the air. She dives for it and makes the catch. What a play! That is an absolute web gem. That's both a liner and a pop-out. Up and got it. We go to the third, no score.
That's a great play.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
Back here in Fort Dodge in Webster County, the center of the Iowa softball universe is right here. Class 2A softball semifinal. An afternoon, a late afternoon date on Friday. Are you going to play early or late in the afternoon? Consolation or championship, as that one is fouled back and out of play. Ella Ray, Sydney Collett, and then top of the order, Molly Schaefer. To bat here for EBF. That one is fouled again, out of play towards the Consolation Diamonds, which I believe are done being Consolation Diamonds today. And the tournament, because this will be the Consolation Diamond on Thursday and Friday. Third and fourth will be about a half hour before the championship game, and that'll be over on Diamond 1. See, that's the Iowa Central field that we're on now, the Channel Seeds field on Thursday and Friday. Swing and a miss at the 2-2 pitch, and Ray is down on strikes. Second strikeout of the game for Miller.
Good job continuing to stay up in the zone and just maybe took a little something off of that pitch to get her to swing right through it. I think both these pitchers in this ball game like the ball up, like to throw that rise ball.
Sydney Collett fouls it off, I think, both the catcher and the home plate umpire, Aaron Schmidt.
Porsche immediately turned around and asked him if he was okay. Because it did. It went off her glove and right into his face mask. Sometimes balls like that can throw you for a loop if they hit you just right.
The 0-1 moves back up and in. And a swing and a miss. Collett checks the forearm for the pitch call. Another pitch up. And Sydney lays off it. Sydney loves to cook. And get this, she is on the Iron Chef cooking team that they have at the school.
I love that.
Swing and a miss. Third strikeout of the game, second of the inning. And it's the leadoff batter, Molly Schaefer.
Miller kind of starting to settle in the circle. Got through those first 2 innings and now is really kind of starting to hum.
Where are the nerves the most in a semifinal game? Early in the game, late in the game?
Well, I think they're early, and then they kind of go away fairly quickly. Once you throw that first pitch or you dive for that first ball, whatever, you connect with that first pitch, I think it all goes away. But then as you get in the later innings, and if it's a close ball game, the nerves come back. Then you start thinking about things that, you got to play a little bit free, and you want to put all that behind you thinking, okay, if we win, we're in the championship. Oh my gosh, if we make this error, we're not in the championship. So you've got to have the right mindset, and so that's where the nerves kind of creep back in the latter half of a ball game, a very close ball game, which we've seen a couple of them so far.
1-1 is inside on Schaefer. Now she's ahead 2-1. Miller looks to verify and throws. One is spun in and fouled back. All right, so where are the nerves more in the quarterfinal game, in that first game? Right away? If you've not been here before?
I think if you haven't been here before, I think it's more excitement than nerves. And you're kind of looking around and seeing the surroundings and all of that. But then I think as you make that next step closer to the championship game, the nerves start getting a little bit more. I think the quarterfinals is like, hey, we made it to state. Let's have fun. Look at these great surroundings. Let's just play loose and relaxed and advance.
3-2 is a called third strike, and Schaefer has been caught looking both times in her at-bats, and Miller is throwing it well here at Harlan and Hazel Rogers.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Official state tournament merchandise is now available. Time to get your smartphones out. Scan that QR code. Visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. First pitch to Anna Larson is a strike. Gemini Goodwin in the on-deck circle, and Maddie Nielsen's warming up in the hole. 8-9-1 for Audubon. That's a strike. Larson, a sophomore. These two teams feature a lot of underclassmen. And I guess I want to continue my thought there from the previous inning is about the nerves. When you are at certain times, are you too young to understand the situation?
Yes and no. I think a lot of these players have already played a ton of softball in their young life. I mean, they've played a lot of travel ball maybe, or what do they call it now? U-triple-S-A?
U-trip, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Ground ball to Lobrick, across to Schaefer. Outs recorded.
So I think they've played a lot of games, and so, you know, I think, yes, this atmosphere is way different than probably anything they've ever played in. And so, yes, maybe those nerves come into play, but they also have the experience of having played a lot of softball growing up.
Ground ball hit on the first pitch to Ray by Goodwin, and it's an out. And another freshman pitching well is Lainey Batterson as she retires the top two batters she sees here in the third, and it'll be flip the order to Maddie Nielsen in her second at-bat of the game. She flew out to the shortstop. Has a lot of speed, but with two outs, some of that speed is neutralized, at least from the plate. That one is hit high in the air towards right, but drifting towards the tarp that was used earlier today. Actually, they had the tarps on the field last night because we were getting ready up here. A lot of these games, there was a whole lot of tension, not so much on the diamond, it was around the sky. The radar looked like there was a cell coming in, and there was this 52 minutes, 31 minutes, 19 minutes to the storm, and then it never rained. Called strike there to Nielsen. Off speed is swung on and missed by Nielsen. What a pitch. That's the first strikeout for Laney. We've played three. No score.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
There's a look at the Audubon fans, and fans wearing red from Davenport Assumption are coming back on Friday to play in the championship game in Class 3A. We will have a rematch of last year's title game. Assumption and Williamsburg. Last year it was Williamsburg that won the title. Tyler Edwards in his second year will get the Knights of Assumption back into the title game. First pitch here in the fourth is popped up right in front, but it cannot hit that screen before you catch it to count as an out. This is not banana ball.
Or the Little League or the games that you set up in your neighborhood where the tree was first base and the bush was second base. Yeah, you could bounce it off the wires and still catch it.
Kate Schaefer is the batter. The junior playing second. She's down 0-2. Also in arena football, I think, can't you play it off the net too?
I think you can.
All right, so your neighborhood, your home neighborhood, not where you live, but where you grew up, that was kind of hit by some storm damage here a couple weeks ago.
Bad. Yeah, we had, thank goodness, nobody was hurt. There were some damaged homes, major tree damage down on 45th Street, right there north of Roosevelt High School, and it was a mess to clean up, but thank goodness nobody was hurt, and most of the damage was contained, and nothing major that anybody's going to have to deal with. So thank goodness for that. But boy, that is something I'm not a person that goes to the basement when the sirens go off. I went to the basement on Monday.
That pitch is fouled down the left field line, and Audubon is not that far from Greenfield.
No.
Well hit to right center, but drifting over from center is Nielsen to make the catch. Out number 1. And Greenfield in the news this week because Ragbri was riding through, and they were wanting to, continue to show that, this town rolls, and this is we're living on, and that shows that there's more to life than softball, as you know that Audubon has friends over in Greenfield, and they know people that were impacted, and there's probably some damage close by. Too close.
I have to tell you the thing that I think happened in Greenfield, happened in our neighborhood, happened in all the neighborhoods in the metro area. As soon as that storm was over, everybody was out of their houses, helping one another clean up. Everybody's neighborhoods came together, helping neighbors pick up tree branches, saw up. Never knew so many people had chainsaws. I mean, everybody was out in the neighborhood. And that's just kind of the thing that makes you happy about being an Iowan.
And that we are right in the heart of Iowa Nice. Good pitch in there from Miller to Labrick for a strike, and it's 3-1. Iowa Nice and the Iowa girl here at the state tournament. This is one where you feel good about everybody coming together, communities pulling up the lawn chair on a hot summer night. Ground ball up the middle is going to get through. Diving Peterson can't grab it, and that's EBF's first hit of the game. Labrick with a 1-out single. That's an Iowa Nice base hit.
Yeah, that was good timing, right back up the middle. I know all these hitters work on trying to time it and take the ball right back up the middle, and when you get a pitch you can handle, shoot it right back over second base.
Yeager hits it, and it bounces over the glove of Hooker. Going to third is going to be Labrick. The throw, not in time. Ball gets away. Everybody's safe. Yeager at second with the single and advances on the throwing error, and EBF now in the fourth threatening. They're getting their first 2 hits, and they got runners at the corners.
Hard hits, both of them, and that ball took a funny hop as it was heading to the outfield. And it was a good throw in to third base, very close, but Labrick never stopped. As she got to second base, she turned around and she was looking for the signal to come on over to third, and she got it and got in there ahead of the throw.
Elia Wagaman fouls the first pitch off into foul territory. She has a huge opportunity with runners at second and third against Miller. The pitch, she shows the bunt. Looked like a safety squeeze as Labrick didn't drift too far off the bag, and Tony Fenton looks down at his senior center fielder, who's now down 0-2.
Well, now as a hitter, you have to think about trying to get the ball to the right side or lift the ball to the outfield, see if you can bring in that run from third base.
And right now, Hooker is pretty deep at second. She is playing where the grass and the dirt meet each other. There's a look from our up-top camera. The runner at second is Yeager. Labrick at third. The batter is Wagaman. The pitch from Miller is fouled into the net again. And we'll keep going.
Yeah, I almost feel like on the right side they're willing to give up that run to get the out, thinking that, hey, our bats can come alive as well, and if we only give up one, we know we can get 2.
Third pitch in a row, fouled back to the center right, and those kids are making big runs to the concession stands with all those foul balls here for a prize.
And they've been going upstairs here with the last several pitches. See if they come down and try to get her inside.
But if you're Wagaman, an upstairs pitch, if you can get it deep into the outfield, you might score a run. Doesn't mean it. She gets a line drive. It's going to go all the way to the wall. One run's in. Here comes Yeager. And it's a 0-2. Huge one-out hit for Aliyah Wagaman. And EBF strikes first, 2-0. That's a Channel Seeds extra base hit.
Well, they did bring the pitch down, but they got too much of the plate, and Wagaman able to level it off and just shoot it right past Hawker over there at second all the way to the fence.
Here in the top of the fourth, we get our game's first runs, and that was a great look at that replay. So Wagaman trades places with Yeager because Labrick and Yeager are in on the bench after scoring runs. Kaylee Helm up now, the junior catcher, popped out to second in her first at-bat. Hits that one right at short. The dive back to Wagaman, doubles her off. Line drive, you gotta freeze, and Wagaman did, and she's frozen but out. Not before the Rockets punch two across and take a 2-0 lead here in the 2A semis.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Frank, when you think Fareway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sun-kissed orange. Is it true Fareway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Well, Audubon, now it's your turn to get a couple of hits. You've got one so far, and it came by Taryn Peterson, and guess what she does, Laura? She leads off with a rocket to right, but it's going to be playable. Drifting towards the line is Yeager, who scored on that last play for run, and that was a nice play, and we were going to talk about the replay from the previous inning, but we got started so quickly, didn't have a chance to show you, but that was a great play to end the last inning on the catch made by Peterson. And that pitch to Porsche is a strike. 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Audubon sends 2, 3, and 4 to the plate, and that is foul.
Very close over there at third base. It was hugging the line. Ray went after it, but the ball was foul. I don't know, but they're going to talk about it.
Aaron Schmidt's going down to Travis Chizik. Foul ball. Schmidt says foul.
These umpires do a great job. They're up here all week long and rotating in and out of games, different fields and different crews, but they do a fantastic job and always being evaluated each and every game.
And that's hit past a diving Molly Schaefer, quickly thrown by Kate Schaefer, who still makes the play. Let's see, that'd be 3-4-3.
Yeah.
Off the glove. Let's look at this replay.
Right through the glove, and then backing up and getting there. Boy, it was so close over there at first, but we have seen two really great plays over there at first base by Schaefer, and then the twin sister backing her up.
Now watching, you see the players on the field, and you're like, okay, volleyball, you and I, okay. Then when you stand next to the Schaefer girls, you're like, okay, now I see why you're volleyball players.
Yeah,
now, granted, most people are taller than I am, but it's fine. But athletes, it goes back to that point, Laura, about just the ability to know what to do in a situation like that. Riley Miller, the pitcher, is ahead 2-0 in this at-bat. Swing and a miss. Gets a foul tip, actually.
And Molly Schaefer over there at first could have hung her head, slapped her glove in the dirt and said, oh, gosh, I made an error. Instead, she saw that her sister was behind her, hustled back to first base, and got herself into position to take that throw.
The 2-1's in the dirt. 3-1. Well, and it was hit so hard, too. That was part of it. As we approach the 8 o'clock hour, chopper in front of the plate. It's going to be fielded by Helm, but really, even if she gets that clean, I'm not sure she gets a speedy Riley Miller down the line.
Now that's...
And hold on. We're going to say foul ball. Third base umpire says foul ball. Come back. Let's do it again. Travis Chiza came in and said that
maybe when it bounced up, it got her on the arm.
Okay.
It was a delay by her getting to first base, and she realized it went into the field of play, and she took off. Now she gets down there.
She'll go down on a walk.
But I think that ball might have brushed her arm, and she was still in the box.
Miller goes down to first, and we're going to see a courtesy runner. And that is Lucy Stannerson, and that is an IMT insurance substitution. Be worry-free with IMT and visit them at imtins.com. First pitch is swung on and missed to Alexis Obermeyer. The pitch from Batterson misses.
It's where you just want to keep the lineup moving, string some singles together. See if you can get one of those runs back right now.
That pitch is a called strike.
Helm does such a great job behind the plate, getting herself down low and giving Batterson a great target.
Popped up, going to be a tough play, but boy, Helm makes it look easy in foul territory to record the third out. Wheelers leave one. We go to the fifth, 2-0. Here.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Level up your game at Central College. More than half of Central students participate in intercollegiate athletics because Central allows you to pursue your passion and be more than a spectator. It's the best decision ever. Apply at central.edu. "80 degrees here in Fort Dodge." There's a look at the parking lot that sits to the north of us as we are on the north side of town. We're in the top of the fifth. Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont leads 2-0 over Audubon in this Class 2A semifinal. First pitch coming from Riley Miller. Miller on the season, over 144 innings pitched coming into this game. She's only given up 37 runs, 25 earned. That one's popped up on the infield. Drifting over is Peterson. She calls off Hooker for the first out. I asked you in the open about let's face it, they're minuscule ERAs. And we'll see one here in the next game with Carly Goodwin, who's sub-1 on her ERA, going to pitch at UNI. That's coming up here in our nightcap. Punched again towards right. Hooker gloves, throws the lobber over to Obermeyer, out number 2. And Goodwin is one that I've seen pitch. It's been a couple of years since maybe you've seen her pitch, but in the Missouri Valley, you'll see her some more real soon.
Right, yeah. You look at all these players, there's a lot of players. You read through the bios on the teams that are in the program. You talk to coaches, you talk to players. A lot of these players are going to play for schools that are here in the state of Iowa. A lot of them going to Northern Iowa, a lot of them going to Drake. And they're going to see each other continue to compete against each other. And you also see that Grandview, you see Central, DMAC, William Penn, that not only going for softball, maybe playing a little basketball or running track or doing dual sports. And so it's just great to see that a lot of these players are going to stay in the state of Iowa. But you're right, a lot of these performers here today and this week are going to be playing at Northern Iowa and at Drake.
Sydney Collett might not be playing sports, but she is the Iron Chef cooking team member we talked about. And I know, Laura, you wanted to keep going on that, but we ran out of time the last time.
I want to be invited so I can observe and watch and then get a chance to sample what she puts together.
Collett's 2-2, swing and a miss. And 1-2-3 go the Rockets in their half of the 5th. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, which is presented by the Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hooker, Brooks, and Larson due up for Audubon. They go to work against Lanny Batterson. Lanny in her quarterfinal game against Northeast gave up 3 hits, 1 run, none of them earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. She struck out 1 today. And that one's hit right at the pitcher, Batterson, who throws across to get the out. Not only can she throw it, she can field it too.
That's a tough play. Pitcher coming out of the circle, having to backhand it and then pivot, turn those feet. Threw a little sinker ball over there to first base, but Schaefer doing a great job of picking it out of the dirt.
Michelle Brooks, let's see, this is... I was going to say, I'm like, this Hooker just batted, and that they said over the PA. Is this Michelle Brooks? This is the thing I really wanted to. I don't think we'll be able to get a good close-up of her face, but Michelle Brooks, look at her, because you will see her soon at the Iowa State Fair competing in the State Fair Queen competition, because she's the Audubon County Fair Queen, and she's down on strikes, so sorry, Michelle, good luck at the State Fair.
tells you how much and how many activities a lot of these young ladies are involved in.
She's a multi-sport athlete and also an FFA, as that one hits the microphone behind home. And the thing is the FFA, the home season comes right during softball. Imagine some of the days there in the Brooks house. What better skill than time management of that?
I'm just amazed every year we come up here and we talk to a lot of these players and how they handle those schedules and still getting good grades, getting their college plans ready to go if you're a senior, making sure you're playing quality softball and you're heading up whatever organization. I don't know if there's enough hours in the day for them to be able to do it, but they find time.
The 3-0 is a take all the way, and Larson tried to sell it a little bit that was out, but she's called for a strike. So Batterson will now, still has to get 2 more on Larson. The pitch is a strike. Batterson's come all the way back here.
Like to dig deep and get this one, have a clean inning.
The pitch. Chopper in front of the bag, or the plate. Fielded by Batterson. Throw in time. Not even a half step. That's a quarter step out. 2-1-3 plays. Pitcher to first. 1-2-3 goes Audubon in the 5th.
Ladies, the place for you!
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
The accounting firm of Schaefer, and Labrick due up for EBF in their half of the 6th. That's 1-2-3. EBF scored 2 back in the 4th. So Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont looking to get back into that title game. Really, we could call them an insurance firm because they need a couple of runs. The Twins are up here. So Molly was the leading scorer for the basketball team that was at state. She, too, in FFA. Ground ball hit down the third base line. Hops over the bag, and I thought that was fair. Oh, they call that foul.
So did Coach. He thought it was fair, too. And it, from our angle, and yes, we're a little offset of it, but boy, it looked like it hopped right over the bag and was in fair territory.
Tony Fenton working Travis Cheesick there. Don't you have any say, too? And that pitch is high. Boy, that would have jump-started this inning for the Rockets. Gave it a ride, gave it a boost, launched it, left the launch pad. We have liftoff. The 2-1. Oh. That one is high, but it is going to stay in the park as Anna Larson takes a half a step in, makes the grab.
Thought we almost had liftoff on that one, a little too high.
I would have been out of things to describe.
I know. I'm just going to let you keep going. Something like George Jetson. Rosie the Robot.
Okay, you were telling me how some people who sit next to you make references that are too young. I know the Jetsons, but I can't say that everybody knows
Not
the
everybody
Jets.
listening to this one is, look it up.
Familiar.
Because those are good. Good cartoons.
Schaefer, nice backhand by Peterson across the diamond, gets the out.
Great play. What a great backhand. Peterson picks it, sets the feet, and fires a rocket across the diamond to get the out.
Here's a look at it again. Schaefer, the three-hopper. Peterson set her feet and threw it. Wow, Schaefer gets down the line in a hurry. So Megan Labrick, 1 for 2 in the game. Bats here in the 6th with 2 outs. Nice pitch spun in by Miller. Miller in her opening game against West Monona, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 of them earned. No walks and 5 Ks. In fact, on the season, Miller has only issued 30 walks. That one hit high, but absolutely going to stay in for Nielsen. Side steps to the right, so 2 fly balls go to the outfield, and nobody gets on base. The Rockets go 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 is your score.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Coach Andrea Schwery of the Audubon Wheelers. In her lineup, it'll be Gemini Goodwin, Maddie Nielsen, and Taryn Peterson. The first pitch to Goodwin is a ball. Schwery is a Manning native. And that pitch backs up, catches the plate. Her first year as the head coach of this Wheelers, this Audubon Exira EHK combination. She coached 4 at Exira. Now they're in their co-op sharing. And Goodwin is one of those players who comes over from Exira. And we've seen Exira at the state basketball tournament several times. Tom Peterson, always great conversation. I always have enjoyed my chats with him to talk basketball. And that one's hit to right. Gemini finds some open space and gets a base hit to start the Audubon 6th.
Good piece of hitting there as Goodwin just kind of punches it through the right side, took a half swing, but directed that ball that way, hustled down the line as Yeager was coming up ready to throw and try to get the out.
Bunt shown by Maddie Nielsen as the corners of Schaefer and Ray crash. Bunt missed. Nielsen looks at her wrist. We talk about her speed. Let's see what can happen here. She can put this one in just the right spot. She swings away at now it's 0-2. So they take the bunt off the table on 0-1 and decide to go with just swing away. Nielsen has flied out and struck out. Bats here in the 6th. Hit up the middle, and that's going to be gloved. Step on second. Rocket to first. Oh, my, what a play. Unbelievable play. Labrick grabbed it, stepped, danced, pushed, throws. Wow, watch it again.
Perfectly placed, and Labrick was running right to the spot, able to take a step over, tag second base, and quickly turn it for 2.
Wow. Outs number 1 and 2, the twin killing. Oh, boy, that takes the wind out of that puts a little wobble in the Wheelers. So now it's Taryn Peterson. Peterson also one of those IGHSAU players, as is Riley Miller, the pitcher. They're doing some sharing in mostly girls' sports at this point, from what I understand. The 2-0 is a strike.
And it's paid off. You don't want to have multiple programs with 10 players or 12 players where you don't have a whole lot of ability to move players around. And so when you can combine teams and put together a team that can make it to state, why not?
Ray fields the ground ball by Peterson. And it's an out. Audubon retired. Ends up being 1-2-3 after the double play. Still 2-0.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
EBF looking to add a little insurance as we flip the board to the top of the 7th. Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont, that's the EBF. They're the team in black. They lead 2-0 over Audubon, the team in red. First pitch spun in by Riley Miller. Tony Fenton's squad, his 14th year as a head coach. That one's hit foul and out of play. He's had 300 career wins in both basketball and softball. He's been to state in 2014 and 2017. That pitch from Miller is outside. The 1-2, swing and miss. Yeager down.
Good ball that just jumped up in the zone, swung right underneath it. Good rise ball. Did you mention the longest game in state tournament history?
I was trying to not mention that.
Thought I'd bring it up.
But we didn't have the call of that one.
No.
We had to wait for that one to finish so we could do the next one.
I'm pretty sure that I got more than 10,000 steps in that night. I just kept walking around the park waiting for that game to end. What was it, 16 innings?
16 innings.
I kept getting texts from Stacy Evans, the Indianola coach, going, somebody do something in this ball game.
Popped up, had a chance to ask Tony Fenton about that. And I said, would you do anything differently? He goes, yeah. Probably should have maybe done a couple of things differently. But, you know, I think, in fact, it was a conversation. I know I had it with a couple of other coaches that were there waiting that night to play. Would you do anything different? Because why? This is what we do all year. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And it's kind of how I view that. The 0-2 from Miller is hit in the air towards second. Getting under it is Hooker for the second out. Due up for Audubon in their half of the ninth. Jordan Porsche, Riley Miller, and Alexis Obermeyer. That's their 3-4-5 hitters. So if you're Audubon right now and Riley Miller, you're just trying to keep it at a 2-0 hole. That pitch is fouled back and out of play by Kaylee Helm.
Just want to keep your team close, and she has done that since they've given up the 2 runs in the fourth. Has had 2 1-2-3 innings. Working on a third one.
That one's hit high in the air, but it's playable for Nielsen in center. Makes the grab. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs to go. Who's moving on and who's moving out? Find out in a moment here from Fort Dodge.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Three outs away to find out who's going to play Van Meter in the 2A championship at 5 o'clock on Channel Seats Field. Live on Iowa PBS statewide to all 99 counties over the broadcast network. Audubon, the 3 seed, sends their 3rd place batter, Jordan Porsche, to a fielder's choice and grounded into a double play. Well, it's kind of a double play. It was the Schaefer to Schaefer back to Schaefer, and she leads off the bottom of the 7th with a single to right. Great start for Audubon.
It's what you're looking for. You're looking for that little bit of a spark to get you going here in the bottom of the 7th. And that's what they get to lead things off.
Tony Fenton says, I've seen enough. I'm taking a conference right now. And you can just easily see him put the hands down. We're all right. Calm down. Coach Fenton says, don't give up the big inning. Pitching and hitting, pretty simple things. The big inning, I don't think 2 is necessarily a big inning.
No, I don't think it is either. When you're putting up 5 or giving up 4, 5, and 6, those are big innings. 2 is not a bad inning. But now you're at the point, and this is what you talked about, nerves early on in this ballgame. This is where the nerves start coming in.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to set the table for here as we get into the 7th. Because to me, it would be an extremely nervous spot. Everybody's hanging on the fence on both dugouts. The pitch coming from Lainey Batterson. That one's low. And the batter is Riley Miller. So it's pitcher on pitcher here. Miller walked back in the 4th, trying to get on base. You need 2 to tie. And play on 3 to walk it off. The pitch is in there for a strike at the knees. 2-3-0 for Eddyville. They're the visiting team, the home team. Audubon 0-2-0. Porsche at first, the pitch to Miller. Gets away from the catcher, Helm. Going down to second is Porsche. And now the run that at least gets you one closer is in scoring position.
Now, and as a defense, you got to think about how you're going to handle things when the ball comes to you. You're looking to try to get outs. You don't want to allow this runner to move up any further. You want to try to keep her close. Try to get the outs.
And that pitch is high, 3-1. Riley Miller had the game-winning hit in the bottom of the 7th to right center. Can she do it again? She can't win it with her bat. She can only tie it. The 3-1. Ball 4. Now the nerves and the sweat and the intensity ratchets up just a little bit. In case you didn't think you had any pulse, you do now. Lucy Standerson goes down on an IMT insurance substitution. Standerson represents the tying run. The winning run comes to the plate. Alexis Obermeyer.
Now look for the bunt, try to move those runners into scoring position.
Batterson winds, first pitch low for a ball. Obermeyer, coach calls her a power hitter. She's going to play softball at Grandview.
It looks like they may play this straight up and let her swing away.
The 1-0 is hit up the middle, and that's going to get through, and a run is going to score. Here comes Porsche. The throw comes to the plate. It's stopped by Helm. They throw to get Standerson at third, and she was hung out to dry. She would have been out had the ball not gotten away from Ray, and we have ourselves a 2-1 ball game on an RBI single by Obermeyer. There's a look at it. Just again, Laura, like you said earlier, back up the middle. Tony Fenton's going to take his second conference of the inning.
Going to bring everybody in. Going to talk about things. Trying to calm everybody down. Now you still have the 1-run lead. You got runners at the corners. I know you want to talk about how you're going to play this. You want to try to keep that runner over at first base. Don't want to let her get down to second base, so you've got to be strategic in how you handle this.
Maya King comes in to be the pinch runner. She'll be in for Obermeyer. So you have a courtesy runner, Standerson, at third. Now the pinch runner, King, is at first. That's Maya King, a freshman, and Standerson is an 8th grader. So you're putting your season with underclassmen. It's Addie Hooker, the senior, at the plate. Corners come in, look for a possible squeeze. The pitch is hit to right, and if it's fair, this game's over, but it's foul by 8 feet. We had a walk-off homer in the game before, Laura. Can we do something dramatic again?
Doing a great job of going with that pitch, and exactly what you want to do, go the right side of the field.
The pitch misses from Batterson. Freshman in the circle. You forget that fact. Both these pitchers are freshmen, pitching in a huge game. No outs.
The runner did get to second base.
That's a chopper up the middle. They throw home. The out, Standerson is going to be out at the plate, and there's one away, but runners at the corners. Now, as King goes to third, as you said, she had gone to second, so Hooker at first, and that makes way for Michelle Brooks.
So same situation as you had. Got runners at the corners. They're probably going to try to get her down to second base. Again, that runner was going on contact, and it was an easy out at the plate.
Another senior up is Michelle Brooks. 0 for 2. She lined down the first baseline earlier in the game. First pitch misses from Batterson. So if you're EBF, now Hooker goes to second. She represents the winning run. King the tying run at third. What can the Fair Queen do? Shows bunt, pulls it back. Misses. 2-0.
Just putting that idea in their head defensively that now she's ahead in the count 2-0. Gonna get something good here to hit.
King the pinch runner at third. Batterson. The pitch, it's dropped down, bunt, it hit her. They're going to say foul. It says that they're going to say, home plate umpire is going to say Brooks was still in the box when it hit her on the bounce back. So it's only a foul ball. If she's out of the box when it hits her, it's an out.
They showed it the first time. She didn't go after it. This time tries to get it down, so they are trying to push that tying run across.
The pitch, low, ball 3. On deck, Anna Larson, who's 0 for 2. Still 1 out. EBF 2 outs away from a championship game. Fouled back straight above our heads. And the count goes full. Oh.
This is what you love about state softball tournament. Comes down to the bottom of the 7th inning. Threatening, 1 out.
The pitch. Pop foul out of play. Into the net anyway.
Yeah, and both these pitchers you talked about, they're young, but they are really handling this pressure on both sides of it, have handled it very well, just continue to throw. And right now, Batterson looking for a big strikeout.
Hit to right, if it's down, it's fair, and that's going to be the game. That is going to be a walk-off double to right. Audubon comes back with 3 runs in the 7th to advance to the state championship game. Unbelievable finish. Michelle Brooks, the hero in Class 2A.
It's exactly what you want to do. You go with that pitch. And it just falls fair and sneaks by Yeager out in right field all the way to the fence.
Audubon rallies down 2-0. EBF is stunned, and they should be. EBF, it started with the leadoff, Jordan Porsche.
Right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning.
You get that leadoff runner on, it sets the momentum and it sets the feeling in that dugout. Gets their team up and ready to go, and they continue to get the lineup moving, able to push across that winning run.
Brooks, the game-winning 2 RBI. Wow, that's one of the most exciting finishes I've seen here at the state tournament.
They hadn't really done anything at the plate all day long until that 7th inning. I mean, you look down the scorecard, there were several innings. I mean, 5th and 6th inning, 3 up, 3 down.
Audubon advances to the state tournament final. They will play Van Meter, who also won on a walk-off. So both Cardiac kids will play in the state tournament. Guess what, Laura? We still have one more game to go. It'll be in about 15 minutes. We'll start before 9 o'clock, but there's your final. Eddyville-Blakesburg-Fremont falls to Audubon 3-2 in a great game. For our director, Justin, for Laura Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager. Thank you for watching this game. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did bringing it to you. So long from Fort Dodge, where again, the Class 2A finalist, it'll be Audubon and Van Meter. So long from Fort Dodge.